So it's Darcy's Corner, April 10th, 2023. Still a pandemic going on. I'm going to try and record this one. I recorded this yesterday, but my voice doesn't come very. My voice isn't very loud on the recording always. So I'm intentionally sitting closer and I'm intentionally speaking up, and we'll see how well that works. Uh, Yesterday was Easter, and I was definitely feeling bummed because I was just alone and feeling very much alone, which is that's just a feeling I'm becoming accustomed to, I guess. But it's fine. Nobody was cruel to me or anything. I actually did get an invite to go have Easter at somebody's house. I just didn't check my invites until a lot later, which was unfortunate for me because I would have enjoyed that. But I'm going to go visit them later today, so that's a positive. That's just part of my Mormon community who are very kind and loving towards me, and I'm very fortunate to have that resource in my life. Um, but anyway, I was talking the other day about dealing with chasers and trying to find employment when you're trans. And chasers are people who just don't even realize that they are chasers. They're just they're attracted to the trans phenomena, um, and they just get fixated on it, and they can't get their head around the fact that we're people. And so they're just fixated on, yes, but do you have the right combination of body parts? And do you look like a woman, but you have a penis that works? That's what they get focused on a lot of times. And the truth is, there's all different combinations of trans people. And especially depending on what stage in life we transition, really depends a lot on how well we're going to pass or not. So if you're trying to transition in your 40s like I am, your chances of passing are like 50-50. Maybe that might be high. Maybe more like 70-30, 30% passing, 70% not. Um, those are made up statistics, but they're probably not real far off. Um, just the later you start this in life, the harder it is because your mannerisms are set and your speech patterns are kind of set and your tone of voice is set, and it's harder to fix those things. And we are very much aware of the fact that we don't look or sound the way we would like to. It's very upsetting for us, but it's also upsetting to just be reduced to a thing that you find appealing because you like the idea of it. But I don't hate those people. I'm not angry with those people. I was one of those people initially. That's how I kind of realized what I was, is I was kept having this idea that I wanted to be with a trans person, um, and I didn't know that was. I didn't know what that was. I didn't understand it, um, and it was my quest to understand why that desire was even there that helped me unravel and realize, oh, I'm trans. That doesn't mean that every person who's attracted to a trans person is themselves a trans person, but many of them are. um, we don't all deal with our dysphoria. Some of us take it to the grave, um, and it runs the gambit. Okay, you don't. It doesn't have to be a sexual thing. It can just be my euphoria. The parts that make me happy are when I can do up my nails, when I can do my makeup and it looks good. Um, and I can do my makeup pretty decent now. It's not. I'm not going to win any prizes or anything, but um, I look more or less how I'm trying to look. I wish I could do it better. Sometimes I get frustrated with it. But anyway, when you're dealing with chasers, which is what I was originally doing, I was talking to somebody on one of the messenger websites, and it was a queer friendly site, and there was just general conversation going on, and then one person burst on there, and they were just using a whole bunch of slurs, saying they wanted to sleep with a trans person, and it offended a lot of people. because that person didn't know how to communicate what they wanted. But later on, I talked to them in the DMs, and even though I'm trying to explain to them how to approach people and how to not be offensive, they were still just fixated on, yeah, but I want somebody who passes as closely as possible. Like, go F yourself, buddy. We all want to pass, and most of us can't. And we don't need you reminding us that we're not good enough for your standards. Like, go away. Um, we want, I know, I want legitimate relationships with people. I don't want to be with somebody who just wants to be with a trans person. I want somebody who wants to be with Darci, who thinks that Darci is funny or cute or whatever. Um, I'm not alone in that, right? Many of my brothers and sisters and non binaries want the same thing, regardless of whether or not we're at a sufficient stage of ourselves. What do I mean by stage? I mean, like, I want to look more feminine, I want to sound more feminine, but that may never happen for me. So, whether that happens or not, I want the person I'm with to genuinely like me. And, like, I need support, I need help. So, if somebody wanted to date a trans person and wanted to date me, that'd be fine. Unless it's a secret, unless we have to hide from their mother or their buddies at work or whatever, then it's not fine. I'm not a secret. None of us are. Like, it's very frustrating. Anyway, and I'm trying to find work, and so when I go out to job interviews, I man up. I wear flannel. I tie the hair back. I don't wear makeup. Um, like, I still shave, and I still put on sunblocks so that I don't get rays on my face, because that screws up my laser therapy. But otherwise, I look and sound like a dude when I go for job interviews, because I'm aware I look and sound like a dude even if I don't want to. So if I go to that job interview and I'm intentionally raising my voice and I'm intentionally dressing in a feminine or flamboyant way, I'm definitely not getting that job. Not that it's. I haven't gotten the job of the last two interviews I've gone to, and I may or may not have the job of the third interview I went to, but it was a. The third one was not a sustainable job. The third one was like a evenings and weekends if I have time or if they need an extra person kind of job. So that might give me an extra couple $100 a week or a month, but I can't live on that. But the other jobs were like a farm worker and a warehouse person at a hardware store, and either one of those jobs I could sustain myself on. So I went to those jobs dressed as him, not as me, and it's very disheartening for me to go do stuff like that. It's dysphoria inducing because I can't just be myself. If my voice was right and if my face was right, I could go as me and not have to hide my femininity. Then I could wear some makeup. I wouldn't be audacious about it. I would just wear foundation and maybe a little bit of lipstick or something, but nothing extravagant. But I can't do that if I want those types of labor jobs. Um, and I'll do other jobs too, but I can't live off of a retail worker's wage. It's not that I'm too good for that type of work, I just can't survive off of it. So it's very frustrating because I have to hide who I am just to get the job. Well, I didn't get the last two jobs. Why? Luck. Other people were better. Um, I'm too old. I'm too slow. Those were kind of the big reasons I didn't get the job. So I didn't add on to the fact that I'm trans because that's just one more thing. And I've heard it said from several employers in this town, oh, if I'd known hiring a trans person was going to cause me this kind of problem, I wouldn't have bothered doing it. These weren't people who were looking to hire me. These are people who hired other people and then they found out they were trans, and then they found out that person actually wanted to be recognized as their gender, and like, oh, this is just too much work. The extra discrimination, I just don't, I don't add that to my plate because I have to survive. So many of us are stuck in this situation. I'm still trying to build Rainbow Acres, which is my honey farm, but it's very difficult to do when you have little or no money and no land. And, you know, admittedly, my bees do keep dying. I'd like to solve that problem this year. Before this end of the season is done, I'm going to have 12 to 14 colonies. That'll be strong colonies. If I can buy the 6 up front that I'm trying to buy. So how many of those 12 can I get through the winter? If I get all 12 through, oh, if I only get 10 through, oh, we'll be laughing. So, meantime, I would like to be able to sustain myself. So I gotta go find a job. Doing what? I don't know yet, but I'm gonna keep looking. Anyway, hopefully you can hear the volume on this one better. As I get talking and reminiscing, I get quieter too. But like I said, I'm leaning closer to the mic this time, so maybe that'll work. Anyway, Darci's Corner, bit of a life update. This year was great. Peace.